A network of stone, sand, and sky once stitched empires together faster than any modern highway, yet most of us have never walked them. Stay tuned, because number 1 will blow your mind. Imagine traversing a 500-kilometer stone-laid corridor that linked the heart of an empire to its distant borders. Built under Darius the Great in the 5th century BCE, the royal road stretched from Susa to Sardis, enabling royal messengers to cover the distance in days rather than weeks. Relays of fresh horses and way stations, known as chaparral, kept communication swift, while the road also facilitated trade of textiles, spices, and metals. Archaeologists have uncovered remnants of paved sections, guard towers, and even early mile markers that hint at a sophisticated logistics system. Though the exact length varies in sources, the consensus is that it was among the earliest long-distance highways. Up next, we head to the high Andes, where a network of stone steps defied altitude and empire alike.
Surprisingly, the Inca built a continuous road system that spanned over 30,000 kilometers across rugged Andean terrain, connecting the capital of Cusco to outlying provinces. Known as the Qhapaq Ñan, this network incorporated suspension bridges woven from plant fibers, stairways carved into sheer cliffs, and causeways that skirted swampy valleys. Engineers designed the route to follow natural contours, minimizing the need for extensive earthmoving while maximizing defensive advantage. Along the way, tambos, or resting stations, provided food, water, and shelter for messengers called chasquis, who could cover up to 240 kilometers in a single day. The road facilitated the rapid movement of troops, tribute, and agricultural products, cementing Inca control over a diverse empire. Coming up, we explore the famed Roman stone artery that still echoes through modern Italy.
Archaeologists often call the Via Appia the Queen of the Long Roads for its remarkable engineering and enduring influence. Constructed in 312 BCE, it linked Rome to the strategic port of Brindisi, covering roughly 560 kilometers of layered stone, gravel, and drainage channels. The road's straight alignment, cut through hills and over marshes, demonstrated Roman mastery of surveying and labor organization. Milestones marked distances, while roadside inns, mansions supported soldiers, merchants, and officials traveling between the capital and the Adriatic. The Via Appia facilitated the rapid deployment of legions, the spread of Roman law, and the flow of goods such as olive oil and wine. Its construction set standards for road building that persisted for centuries. Next, we travel to a legendary mountain pass where myths and commerce intertwine.
Legend says the Karakoram Pass, perched at nearly 5,500 meters, served as a perilous gateway between the Indian subcontinent and Central Asia. Though not a single road, a series of treacherous tracks converged here, allowing caravans laden with silk, jade, and spices to cross one of the world's highest trade corridors. Seasonal snowstorms could bury the path for months, yet merchants braved the altitude, guided by local yak herders who knew safe routes through crevasses. Some accounts suggest that only the hardiest pack animals survived the ascent, while others note the existence of fortified way stations that offered shelter and limited supplies. The pass facilitated cultural exchange, spreading Buddhism into Tibet and influencing art across regions. Up next, we uncover a desert corridor that linked Egypt to the mysterious land of Punt.
Hidden among the shifting dunes of Egypt's eastern desert, a sandy track led to the fabled land of Punt, a source of incense, gold, and exotic animals. Pharaohs dispatched expeditions across this route, navigating by the stars and following oases marked on early maps. Archaeologists have identified stone markers and remnants of caravan camps that suggest a well-organized supply line, complete with water storage pits and reed-built shelters. Goods traveled on camel caravans, moving from the Nile's fertile banks to distant ports where Puntite ships awaited. While the exact location of Punt remains debated, the desert road illustrates how ancient Egyptians overcame harsh environments to secure prized commodities. Coming up, we reveal a lesser-known corridor that powered the kingdom of Kush along the Nile.
Few people know that the kingdom of Kush maintained a sophisticated riverine highway along the Nile's second cataract, linking Kushite capitals with Egyptian trade hubs. This corridor featured stone-paved causeways, fortified river forts, and mud-brick warehouses that stored gold, iron, and ivory. Boats equipped with sails and oars navigated the turbulent waters, while overland paths connected to desert trade routes heading toward the Red Sea. The Kushite road system enabled rapid mobilization of armies during the 25th dynasty, when they briefly ruled Egypt, and facilitated the exchange of artistic motifs that still echo in modern African cultures. Up next, we travel eastward to the vast Hexi corridor that opened China to the west.
Mysterious to many, the Hexi corridor stretched across the Gobi's edge, forming a narrow passage that linked the Chinese heartland with Central Asian steppes. During the Han Dynasty, the state fortified this route with watchtowers, fortified outposts, and paved sections that supported horse-drawn caravans carrying silk, paper, and tea. The corridor's strategic importance lay in its ability to funnel nomadic incursions and protect trade against bandits. Archaeological surveys have uncovered remnants of lacquered wooden bridges and early paper money used by merchants. By enabling the flow of goods and ideas, the Hexi corridor laid groundwork for the later Silk Road. Next, we cross the Balkans to see how the Byzantines kept their empire united.
Across the rugged Balkans, the Via Egnatia stretched from the Adriatic coast at Dyrrhachium to Byzantium, serving as the empire's arterial road for over a millennium. Rebuilt by the Romans and later enhanced by Byzantine engineers, the road featured stone bridges, drainage culverts, and mile markers inscribed in Latin and Greek. It facilitated the movement of troops during the wars with the Goths and later the Ottoman incursions, while also supporting merchants trading salt, wine, and textiles. Travelers could find inns staffed by locals offering meals of lentils and cheese, and the road's alignment often followed ancient trackways dating back to the Illyrian tribes. The Via Egnatia's longevity illustrates the Byzantine commitment to connectivity across diverse terrains. Coming up, we descend into the Sahara's scorching expanse.
Even today, the Trans-Saharan Trail remains one of the most iconic desert highways, linking West African kingdoms such as Ghana, Mali, and Songhai with Mediterranean ports. Caravans of camels, often numbering in the hundreds, traversed a network of oases, each offering water, dates, and shelter. Merchants exchanged gold, salt, and ivory, creating a vibrant economy that underpinned powerful empires. While exact routes shifted with climate and political changes, archaeological evidence shows stone cairns and rock-carved wells that guided travelers across dunes that stretch for miles. The trail also facilitated the spread of Islam and Arabic script throughout sub-Saharan Africa. Up next, we unveil the grandest network that stitched together multiple continents.
Finally, the Indo-European trade network represents the most expansive prehistoric highway system ever assembled, weaving together routes from the British Isles through Central Europe, the steppes of Kazakhstan, down to the Indian subcontinent. Scholars estimate that over 1 million kilometers of interconnected paths allowed the exchange of bronze tools, amber, and early writing systems long before recorded history. Evidence includes shared burial rites, similar pottery styles, and linguistics that trace back to a common Proto-Indo-European tongue. Seasonal migrations of horse-riding pastoralists created seasonal way stations, while river crossings were marked by timber bridges reconstructed from ancient timbers. Though many segments remain buried, satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar continue to reveal new stretches, underscoring the network's sheer scale. This colossal web of routes illustrates how ancient peoples forged connections that shaped languages, cultures, and economies across continents.
We've journeyed from the desert corridors of Persia to the sprawling Indo-European trade web, seeing how each ancient highway reshaped politics, economics, and culture. The ingenuity behind these routes reminds us that connectivity has always been the engine of civilization. If you enjoyed this look at forgotten pathways, subscribe so you don't miss the next new mind-blowing histories every week. Which prehistoric highway would you love to explore in person? Let me know in the comments, and if you found the video insightful, please give it a like. Thanks for watching.